Shoreline's Classic Rock, 102.3 The Wolf. It's Miles the Shoe Schuman, your teenage rock radio host. Everybody's starting to look at what shows to go to for the summer, and not only might you go see them in concert, but they have a new album out in stores now, Infinite, it is called, and Deep Purple's going to be on tour this summer with Alice Cooper and Edgar Winter. And joining me on the phone is the legendary Ian Paice from Deep Purple. How's it going, Ian?
It's very, very good, my friend. Nice to be with you.
Are you in the studio right now?
I'm in a little studio in Dusseldorf in Germany.
Oh, in Germany.
It's a small world.
So at the time we're recording this right now on April 7th, doesn't the album drop today?
It's out today, yeah.
It's out today.
It's no longer our baby.
No
it
longer
belongs
your
to
baby.
the world now.
So, tell me about the new album. It's called Infinite, like I said. What can we expect? Is it going to be different from your usual Deep Purple album, or, what can we expect?
Different from? I don't know. Everything we do, every album is related to the other ones that we've made before, of course,
Right.
The way that the chemistry of the band work means that is sort of obvious. And the thing that gets hardest when you've made so many records is to not copy yourself, really. Is
right.
to try and keep the identity and the spirit of the band correct without doing what you did before. So, we try and let our imaginations go where they want to when we're creating the pieces of music which will become songs.
Right.
And so, it's in the lap of the gods. When we go in to start writing this stuff, people always assume we have a plan.
Right.
There ain't no plan. There's just, pot luck. Ideas can come from anywhere. They can come from a little blues riff. They can come from a jazz feel. They can come from a little country lick. And we see where it takes us. And when the album's finished, you have all these different starting points.
Mm-hmm. So,
and, of course, you get a nice varied selection of tracks to listen to.
So in that case...
So what it is, beyond that, what it is, I can't tell you.
Right. So do you ever find it difficult after all these years putting out so many albums, writing so many songs to come up with new stuff, or does it all just flow in?
No, it all flows in, but you do have to be aware sometimes. If you think you've heard it before,
oh right,
you probably have.
You don't want to run into.
So you have to go. Well, hang on. What's that reminding me of?
Right.
And you go and you check through a few albums, and if it's so close that you go, okay, we can't do that.
Right.
Then you may still have a nucleus of a good idea there, but you've got to rethink it and find another solution to it. And it gets more and more difficult because there's only so many notes, there's only so many tempos and rhythms that you can use,
mm-hmm.
and eventually sometimes you get a bit close.
So let me ask you this, Ian. Last year, next week or so, we're coming up on the 2017 Rock Hall of Fame inductions. Last year, you guys were inducted finally, and bands like Kiss, for example, have kind of questioned the legendary status that comes with being inducted. Do you find it to be as prestigious of an honor as it's made out to be?
For the musicians, I don't think it really makes much difference. I think for the fans of those musicians, it's a very important thing.
Right.
Validation. It reinforces their belief that the people they like and the music they enjoy is worthy of a mention. And I think on that level, it's a very, very nice thing to happen.
So,
but rock and roll is not Hollywood.
Yeah.
And it's Hollywood's awards every year, slapping each other on the back for just doing a good job. It's a bit schmaltzy, really, isn't it? And rock and roll really is everything that's not. And just because, we've been around for a while and made some records have been successful, I don't need a slap on the back from anybody. I know what we've done, and I'm proud of a lot of it.
Well, that's a good way
our fans let us know what we've done.
Absolutely.
So, that's it, really. I can't put it any better than that.
Well, part of that whole process is you're kind of forced in a way to be in a room with ex-bandmates. Was that awkward at all for any of you guys?
No.
Good.
The old saying, water under a bridge.
Right.
Well, lots of things are said in the past, lots of things are done. In hindsight, you could look back and say, well, 9 out of 10 of them were stupid and should never happen. But
sure.
Hey, life is like that.
Right.
If you could make every decision correctly and do it logically and be sensible about it, then life wouldn't be what we know it is today. So, Glenn and David were there, and that was fine. We had a sit down, a drink, and a good laugh about a few things that we remembered from the past, and got on with the night.
Well, it's all part of the history of the band, so why would you not want to, reconnect
exactly.
with them? Anyway, so moving on, this summer you're going out on tour with Alice Cooper and Edgar Winter. Are you still finding the same joy in touring after all these years?
If you can't enjoy the whole process of touring, after this many years of doing it, you can't do it.
No?
Because it's not just about the 2 hours on stage. It's about the other 22 hours you have to deal with.
Right.
If you can make that something you enjoy, then you can keep on touring.
It's a good
if
way
you
of
find that
it.
That's driving you crazy, then the other 2 hours that you spend working every day is not enough to make it work. You just got to be, just dig into the whole thing and enjoy it, and know one day that it won't be there. So enjoy every day you can do it.
Right. In other words, you don't want it to end up feeling like a job, like a job that you don't want to be.
No.
Right.
No, when you were a kid and you start playing a musical instrument, you don't do it as a job.
Right.
You do it because it makes you happy.
Out of passion, yeah.
It's something you want to do. And if it becomes your life and your livelihood, then that's fine. You still make yourself happy first.
Sure.
That's the important thing.
Well, Ian, I know you got to go soon, but just to finish off, I'm curious about this. I know that you're a father and a husband too, and raising your kids while being the drummer of Deep Purple, was it hard interacting with the parents of your kids' friends? Did anyone ever seem not so genuine, if you will?
No, we. It's a strange thing that happens. You tend to have a social circle of people who do the same things that you do.
Okay.
And where we live in the UK, we had lots of guys around who were doing what I did. George Harrison was a good pal, lived 2 miles down the road. Dave Gilmour lived around the corner. Alvin Lee from 10 Years After was another guy. Mick Ralphs from Bad Company. There was just a clique of musicians there. And, of course, you become your social circle.
So would your kids hang out?
For the kids growing up, it was just part of the way that the families were.
Right. So would your kids hang out with the kids of the other musicians in the area?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, and now it's different. They're all grown up, and some kids that live a long way away. I mean, Danny Harrison lives in Los Angeles, but whenever he's back, my son and him, James, get together and have a great deal of fun.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
So, that's the nature of growing up and moving away, but as kids, they used to play together all the time.
Sure. All right. Well, Ian, I know you got to get going. Thank you so much for joining me today. And don't forget to purchase Deep Purple's new album, Infinite. It's in stores now. And catch them on tour with Alice Cooper and Edgar Winter this summer. For more information, go to deeppurple.com. Ian, thank you so much, man.